Lemon.
You are locked into Afrobeat Live.
From the motherland and beyond. Don't touch the dial.
Oh, Jed, I think you're muted.
I can't hear him too.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Unmute.
Unmute.
No, he froze himself.
Okay, go ahead now. All right, anyway, Jedi is muted. Jedi is frozen. So until he unfreezes himself, see why. You want to start the introduction?
It's when you tell lies, that's what happens to you. I said I have tablets. He said I have iPad. When you tell lies, this is what happens. So look at him. You know, and SARS has caught up with him. Anyway, welcome to Afrobeat Live, the comedy with Jedi. Until we use hot water and defreeze Jedi, he will join us. And SHYBELL. Any news from SHYBELL?
No, SHYBELL will join us later on. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest joining us later on. He's not that special. He's PJ official. As we know, we are a week from the big election, the biggest election of our lives. So we're getting ready for that. While we're getting ready, PJ will join us in a few. Jerry is back. So, and also we're expecting SHYBELL to join.
Let him talk. Let's see whether you can hear from him. See? Same thing.
For some reason, something is wrong with Jerry's audio. So we'll be back. We just want to play a video for you guys while Jerry is trying to start off a video. This is the comedy hour with Jedi, so something for you to give you, make you guys laugh.
Next! Go straight into your mother's womb. You'll be giving birth to in UK. Next! Go into your mother's womb. You'll be giving birth to in China. Next! Go into your mother's womb. You'll be giving birth to in Nigeria.
Nigeria?
You are not supposed to talk. You are a baby.
I'm a baby. I'm not supposed. I will talk for this one. I know they go. Hey! Anybody don't go USA? Say, why you not send me go USA?
Your mother is in Nigeria waiting for you.
No, make she get miscarriage. I know they go. Hey! I will go back to the children storage room. If you reach next generation, you call me, or when you reach USA.
What happened to Nigeria? You are not supposed to talk. You are a baby.
I'm a baby. I'm not supposed. I will talk for this one. I know they go. Hey! Anybody don't go USA?
So sorry about that. Obviously, Jedi is still having issues coming back in. That's what happened. You are supposed to be,
I am back.
So the question for you, Jedi, while you are back, welcome back. We can hear you now. Next lifetime, you had a choice to be picked, and you have a choice. Well, what country would you want to be born to? Just a quick, interesting question.
Sincerely, I would like to. It's a very hard question. I'm telling you. I still would have loved to be born in Nigeria. That's the funny thing. Maybe because I'm already, how will I put it? I'm already Nigerian, or my lifestyle has been in Nigeria, and it's been refined in the United States. But I don't see why would I prefer Zimbabwe or something like that.
No, the question you should ask is, which race would you like to be born as? White man, black man. Then we can now pick the country, because you see America, if you say country now, the African Americans, they are still complaining even in this country. You understand? So if you ask me which race, I will tell you I want to enjoy that white privilege and see how it is, because it's like he's working, he's doing a lot of things. So I will do white. You know?
Me personally, I agree with Jetty in a way. I don't regret being born in Nigeria, but I wouldn't want to stay there forever. And as far as the color thing, I like being black.
Don't cry.
Privilege that come with the other race, but anyway, I digress. So, Jetty, now that you're back, your audio is good. Let's get back to the main topic. We are a week away from the biggest election of our lifetime. When I say life, I mean the biggest election of our lifetime. We have special guest Par J coming up to play his song that he debuted last week on our platform. Also, we're still continuing ending SARS. You know, we're still trying to end all these things. So the floor is yours. Take over your show. You know, let's go from
why
there.
are you sounding like this now, boss? You said the boy is just take over your show. Like that.
And your screen just went blank.
Your screen just went black, Jenny. And you say you want to be born in Nigeria. NEPA actually came to say thank you.
No, what happened was I copied the link of the show to post it on my Facebook page.
Gotcha. Thank you. Oh, by the way, share. Let's get into the topic.
It didn't give me the option. Okay, wait. Even if it was giving me the option of sharing, it would take me away from the screen. So that's why I actually did. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again. I mean, the men are in the building. The boss himself, the society, is in the building. The richest himself is here, CY. Who, congratulations to you, by the way, just released a new single yesterday. God is good.
Yeah.
And, I'm sure the reception is wonderful. You can testify.
Awesome, man. God is good. Awesome. Yeah. In a time like this, yes, God is good.
So just in case you like to be a part of the single, you want to download and just support his calling, his ministry. So you can click on his ID, you know, on Instagram and copy the link, you know, in his profile page. God is good. It's a fantastic song.
And we've actually put it on. We've actually put it on YouTube, so you can go listen to it on YouTube as well, and leave the comments and subscribe.
AfrobeatLive.
That's right. That's good. So I'm sure Mr. Taito is working on a new single. We're waiting for it. And wait, why is everybody quiet?
No, I'm trying to change.
Well, you are talking, we have to listen.
You didn't hear what I just said?
You said?
I said Mr. Taito is working on his own new single.
Oh, sorry. No, we didn't hear that part. No, I know my talent. I know my talent. I know my window.
SHYBELL is sharing this on his page, but he's not here.
And he's not here.
He's here. I'm hiding him now.
SHYBELL Media.
See background. Yes, that shrine you did. See shrine. Black curtain where they can't do.
I'm not like you that look as if you're a bricklayer. You're still molding.
Yeah, this is called a backdrop.
Yes. You're still molding blocks.
I'm not a herbalist.
You're a bricklayer now.
What is happening to your audio? See what you're like distorting. So that's how it sounded.
That's why.
Now, it was when SHYBELL came in. This thing never happened before. It's SHYBEL immediately.
It was. Don't blame me. Yeah.
It's not me.
It's not him.
Can you hear me now?
Okay. So now the full squad is in the building. SHYBELL is in the building. CY is in the building.
Is my audio clear now?
The is in the building. And
even you are not clear.
Really?
Is my audio clear now?
Yeah. Your audio is much better. Go ahead. You're good. Go ahead, Jenny.
Okay. So, like Mr. Sai said, a landmark event is coming up, which is a decision that every American is to be a part of. the election for the United States of America is coming up on November 3rd. But good enough, the outcome of the turnout of people coming out to vote early is amazing. Nobody's ready for any chance. Nobody's ready to take any chances based on what is going to come up on Tuesday and based on how the idiot in that place is misbehaving these days. Recently, he walked out from an interview. He is trying to insult and mimic Joe Biden by putting a clip on his Twitter page where he was arriving at his campaign in a helicopter. Everywhere is crowded, and Joe Biden was walking into a place where they were properly spaced, and he was wearing a mask, and he was making fun of him. Do you understand? This guy is just sick. So I'm happy that a whole lot of people are really coming out in numbers. I voted today, and I'm so glad I could do that. I call it the act of responsibility. Thank you, sir. And I as well saw Mr. Taye and the First Lady, they went out to vote. A lot of people have been going out to vote, and this is amazing. We want to encourage people who are watching to please, if you're in the United States and you can vote, please go and vote. It's very important. Please, please, please go and vote. Whoever your choice is, fine. But please go and vote. It's very, very important.
Who did you vote for?
Sorry?
Who did you vote for?
Why should I be telling you? I'm a Democrat.
That's your personal decision, okay? You don't need to.
But people say who they voted for. It's not a big deal.
No, that is your personal.
So my candidate is Biden. So
he can decide not to say it, but it's not something. It's not a secret. It's not a big deal, right? Yeah, exactly. Don't make it look like you. You see, you have this shrine mentality. Stop getting off your head. Get this. You're all these secret calls.
So see why before you get all hot and bothered. Traditionally, and anybody that's watching the show, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Traditionally, it's considered to be rude to ask somebody who they vote for unless you are in media and they're taking a poll. It's one of those things. It's not really for us. It's not really a big deal because we are friends. But it's considered to be rude to just walk on the street and say, "Hey, who did you vote for?" So that what.
I'm not on the street, though.
Well, I see brick, so I'm not sure if it's outside or you're inside. You are in.
Like I don't know which street. And guess what? AfrobeatLive is a media house, so I mean.
Yeah, you got a point, and you are asking a journalist, so okay. I can.
Yeah, I'm asking this one. This is not a journalist, though. This guy is auxiliary us.
Yeah. So thank you guys that are joining us on Facebook. I see Tucker Bab is already making fun of me already, talking about Taye is working
There's
on it.
There's something wrong with your sound, Mr. Taye. I don't know what's going on. I can't hear you very well.
The sound is very clear from here.
The sound is clear. The sound is clear.
Sincerely, I'm not even using Bluetooth. I'm using the phone.
I hear you. Can anybody hear me clearly?
But when I can hear you clearly, CY. I can hear you clearly, SHYBELL. But Mr. Taye's on is sounding like.
I can hear him clearly.
Yeah, that's on your end. What's going on? That's on your end. But as long as if you guys are having a hard time hearing me, talk about Babs. I know you're watching online. Let me know. Put a comment if my audio is clear or not. But yeah. So like I was saying, But anyway, I'll leave it alone. So how are we preparing? What can we do within this last 1 week? How much campaigning? Because okay, this is why I'm asking this question, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like at this moment, if you're saying that you are independent, that you don't know who you're voting for, I think you're just stupid. I don't know any other better way to put it. Right? I don't know there's nothing anybody can tell you within the last 1 week that you don't know. If you're still trying to figure out who you're voting for, something is wrong. I think it's idiotic to say, "Oh, I'm still independent," or undecided, I should say, with a week left away from the election. I think it's just stupid. You know, Winnie Jerison, thank you. She said she can hear me. She said she can hear all. So thank you very much. Type it back so I can hear you. So, I mean, what do you guys think? For somebody to a week before election still saying, oh, I'm undecided.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, the handwriting is on the wall and it's very clear. It doesn't make any sense. You just have to be sure of who you're voting for at this time. 1 week, it's not possible now. Come on. It doesn't make any sense. You should have made up your mind. It's either you don't want to vote at all. It's different from, it's better, it's like saying a bad credit is different from, is better than no credit at all. Do you understand? It's best you say, okay, I don't want to vote, rather than saying, I don't know who to vote for. No, you're messing up. I mean, SHYBELL, see why? What do you think?
Yeah, you know, when I listen to radio stations and they take the poll and they ask people who are undecided, and I hear them say, I'm still making up my mind. I go, nah, you made up your mind. You just don't want to tell us who you want to vote for. You are just trying to be smart, because a lot of people actually know who they are afraid of backlash from, you know, friends, family. I know people who actually call and say, listen, I don't want to say who I want to vote for because my friends and my family members. And once they say that, you definitely know who they are voting for. You actually know. So when people say they are undecided, it's a way of saying, I don't want to say who I want to vote for. So it's not really that they don't know. They actually know, because the truth is, it doesn't take it doesn't take man, not an average man or woman. It doesn't take him long to decide what he wants. It's just that most times you just want to be greedy. You want the two at the same time, but you actually know what you want.
Yes.
Or you're ashamed to say what you want because you know you're wrong.
Choose between jollof rice and pounded yam. You're saying you don't made up your mind yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They know that once they say it, people will come up. I mean, friends, family members, and people even listening or watching will come after them, and, you know, start kind of like hunting them down in a way. So they just don't want to say it, and they know that it is a wrong thing they want to say, the wrong person they want to pick. So that's the case for me.
But the truth is, at this point in time, it's so obvious that we all know what is on ground. We know exactly who we want and who we don't want. Despite the fact that a lot of people will come up and say they don't even know what Biden has in stock. They don't even know what he's capable of doing. But being a vice president, former vice president, definitely he has been in the system, so he knows a lot. And he knows exactly what he's doing. So,
but he has never been president. He is not the president. So
exactly, so
saying what he has not done.
Not done. You get, so a lot of things would have been eating when he was vice. You get that there will be a lot of constraint that he can't do, and things that he really wants to do, but he doesn't have the power, the authority to just overrule it and do it. So right now, if you're saying you don't know who to vote for, that means you don't know what you want.
And Tapa just made a good point. He says it depends on where you are asking the question.
That's another thing.
That's a really, really good point. You know, you can ask people in your neighborhood, or you ask them at the job, and they say they don't know. So that's a really good point.
You know? I don't know. I'm sorry, but I don't understand that one. Does your decision really depend on your location as well?
Some people don't want to tell people you don't know.
What I understand about the question is, it depends on where you ask people the question. That means the person knows, but he doesn't want to say it in. Maybe if you ask the person, I mean, I might be wrong.
I see you trying to rate up West comment, right?
Yeah, it's very small. You know.
He said if you ask the question in some PA, Pennsylvania, I'm assuming, and they tell you they are still indecisive, they might be voting Biden.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, I mean,
okay. My own is some of these celebrities that are actually coming out to say that they are voting for Trump, like 50 Cent, this rapper, there's this other rapper too.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Dr. Dre, no, sorry,
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube
didn't really,
Kanye West.
no, his own wasn't that he's voting for Trump. He actually is talking about their package for the black community, anything that favors the black community. He wasn't saying he's voting for him. He said he just wants to know their package. You understand? So I mean,
how each time I keep hearing that thing, and as much as I understand how important the race comes into the picture, but I also would love people to understand that whoever is going there or whoever is going to be elected is a huge responsibility on the neck. It's not all about, okay, when you're elected, it's for the white. Yeah, just like the way people are saying when Obama was in power, he didn't do anything for the blacks. He wasn't voted for the blacks.
Exactly.
He was voted to be the leader of a country.
He wasn't the president of black people. He was the president of the United States of America.
The president of the United States that had black, white, Caucasian, Latinos, whichever, all races. So if we are blaming him, what did he do for the blacks? Then what about the Latinos? What about the Asians? What about the Indians?
And
you know, people
and
that's where I don't agree with Ice Cube. What are the plans you have for blacks? You speak as if it's only the blacks that are poor.
Honestly, I don't like. I'm a big fan of Ice Cube, and it's been pissing me off lately when they started doing all this thing. There's time and place for everything, right? Because if somebody is truly on the fence, I feel like he's going to convince them and say, oh, yeah, I'm working with a Trump organization. They're reaching out to me. Come on, man. We've seen what Trump has done in the last 4 years. There's nothing new that he's going to do in the next 4 years that's going to be better than what he has done in the last 4 years. So let's kill it. And for 50 Cent, I understand 50 Cent, right? I don't respect it, but I know he's voting for his wallet. Yeah, he's voting for his wallet. You know, it is what it is, you know. Topper said one thing, I'm sure he's watching one time, that is, listen, he does taxes. He's an accountant. But there's a point where people reach, they become all of a sudden Republican because they believe that Republican is better for their tax bracket. And that's just a fact of life, you know, that some people are just like that. They don't care about, you know, there's some people that care about abortion, they care about school, they care about race, but there's some people that just care about their wallet, period. Whoever they think is going to be better for their economy, for their life, is who they vote for. You know? And so that's why I say, okay, I respect 50 Cent. He came out and said, okay, boldly, that's who I'm picking. I get you. But Ice Cube, he can shut up. Really. He can really shut up.
Yeah, if you bring it, if you play the card of what is basic for across the board, I can understand that. But if you are bringing it just about a particular race, tribe, or tongue, I don't agree with that. So, for example, the taxes you mentioned, it's across the board. Yeah. Whether you're Asian, Latino, everybody pays taxes. But not everybody is black. Not everybody is white. Not everybody is Latino. So anybody bringing that race or background card, I do not agree at all. So anybody there who is going to be elected is a choice. If you want to go for Trump, go for Trump. That's you. If you want to go for Biden, go for Biden. That's you. But the thing is, be decisive.
But Jelly, also you need to understand that, you know, people have different interests when it comes to leadership. For example, there are people that they actually, the reason why they are voting for Trump is because he wants to end abortion. So that is their interest. Some people are voting because of, you know, the gay thing. Some people are voting because it's just their interest. It's like you're voting. So if you say, let me vote for Biden, you need to know, okay, I'm just trying to play the devil's advocate now. If you say, okay, I'm voting for Trump, okay, you need to know what is he saying that is appealing to me. What is, and that's why a lot of people are kind of like, I listen to the radio a lot, and a lot of people are like, they are not hearing something from Biden. What is he saying?
I did. Sorry, not to cut you off, but I did willing to hear from him, because some people, there's a lot of what I call dumb smart people, right? They don't listen. They don't care to listen attentively to things, but they hear the loudest person in the room.
Okay, for example, one of the things pardon me to bring this up again, the African American community, they hold against Biden is the 1984 law that he actually put in place. And all they want him to come out and say is, listen, I am sorry. I made a mistake. This wasn't supposed to happen, and blah, blah, blah. They just want him to say that. And, you know, so I mean.
See why? Can I answer that? Can I answer that? He actually said that in California on stage. He apologized and said, with the information we had back then, that was why we made the decision. It wasn't necessarily a decision. If you want me to look for the clip, I can look for it and send it to you. He actually apologized and said, back then, we didn't know better. This is the information we had. You see what I'm saying? And we acted based on that.
If I may, can I add this to it? If they're speaking about that for Biden, I wouldn't really agree to that. It's just sentimental BS. Let me explain. I'm sorry, but let me explain. Biden has said he's going to work on healthcare. That's something he's bringing to the table. He has said he's going to work on, I think, is it something concerning the jobs or something like that? Not generally jobs or something specific. That's something to the table. Now, if you're saying he passed something in before, it's the past, right? Fine. Just like Mr. Taye just said, that he has already said he's sorry. Trump, his opponent, brought out a full-page advert and said that the black guys that were convicted deserve to be executed. Why has he not said anything about that? He hasn't said anything about that. Your taxes, you're still trying to defend in a very stupid way the $750 you've paid alone, whereas you're paying taxes in other countries.
Yeah,
you've not brought anything to the table. So if they're telling me they're still Biden hasn't brought anything to the table, do you want to remain with what Trump has as an offer?
I think trust me, I see all these things, but you know, it's just that it's like his campaign team, they are not pushing these other narratives or these other things that Trump, unlike if you notice, all Trump campaign is doing is pushing the things that Biden, the negative things, pushing it. And people are
you know what? Sorry to cut you there. You know why I like the fact that Biden is not even concentrating on pushing the bad things that Trump has done, because it's too obvious. Not just the United States, the whole world knows.
It's not only obvious.
Special guest just came into the picture. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Pat.
The driver.
Faculty in the building.
Wait, here's what I want to know though. Where's the memo to wear a hat?
Well, you got your own by African timing.
I mean, Paje and SHYBELL, you reach out to each other and say, let's wear a brown hat or black hat.
Paje can't be like the one with the never starch.
It's like those South Africa those South Africa boys.
See why? Starch.
Halloween night, Halloween week, and this are waiting. This guy takes care of me. But this no wahala.
This is your Halloween costume. Wow.
No. For me, Halloween, I should just look your face.
All right, Paje, what are your thoughts about the forthcoming election coming up? Which we know you did a song, you know, creating awareness of the importance for people to come out and vote. What are your thoughts about it? Because this is the last show we're going to do before election. So what are your thoughts about it before we go into the matter of the day as well?
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that I want to put into people's minds is to understand that Trump is not running against Joe Biden. Trump is running against the idea of democracy itself.
That's a new one.
Yeah, he's not running. His opponent is not Joe Biden. his opponent is the idea of democracy. You know, when he first came in and he met President Xi from China, and he heard that Xi had more or less dissolved the whole idea of democracy and they're going to extend, he joked that, oh, you know, maybe we should have something like that in America where, you know, we just do like president for life. People say he was joking. He was not joking. He projects what he really feels, but he says it because people don't want to believe it.
Yeah.
They pass it on like, oh, he was just joking. He wasn't joking.
Well, you know, that
everything he's doing, he's removing, he's saying that he's going to dissolve or do away with or refurbish or do something with the FBI and all the other. These are the institutions that have been there long before you came around.
He doesn't
now, you want to remove all those things that gives us checks and balances.
Yeah.
That's all against democracy. So Biden is not his opponent. His opponent is us, America. The whole idea of democracy. Now his children, his son, he's talking about his run in 2024. Yeah,
who?
Don Jr.
He shouldn't even try it. He won't pass. In fact, they won't give him ticket.
Paje, Winnie has a question for you. She said, is it possible that Biden would turn out to be worse than Trump? Remember, most Nigerians voted for Buhari with the hope that he's more capable of bettering Nigeria.
That is not the issue of Nigeria. Don't let's not just bring Nigeria into this.
Yeah,
we'll discuss Nigeria after.
Yeah, we're focusing on the
right.
I mean, let's bring Nigeria into this.
There is absolutely no way that Biden will turn out worse than Trump because you've seen an idea of what Biden is about, even under Obama. A lot of the stuff that Obama did and the level of decorum that they brought to the office, it was a partnership in that administration. It wasn't just one person like Trump determining that this is how I want it, and if you don't do it my way, I'm going to fire you.
Exactly.
So you see that
it's going to be
the bar that they've set is what they're trying to bring back. And you can see from what he's saying, the examples he's setting. My goodness, Biden is wearing a mask. So how is it going to be worse than Trump that's seen 200,000 people dead and he's still putting people together in a campaign with no masks? Yeah. Trump is a psychopath. Well, not quite psychopath, a sociopath.
Oh, let me write it down.
See where I write it down.
He's a pathological narcissist. Which means, I mean, imagine.
Pajay, calm down.
Somebody came, I mean, Herman Cain came to his campaign. Herman Cain died from COVID that he probably caught from his campaign. Baba didn't even say condolence, didn't even go to his funeral.
And yet he boasted that he was the one that approved the funeral.
Yeah.
So how can anybody be worse than that?
If he can talk negative about veteran, what do you expect?
You know where I feared that man, not really feared that man, where I knew that man has a problem, and he has not. He has not
hanging.
It's getting
there. Go ahead, see what.
Jenny, don't freeze you.
Don't worry, go ahead. Just keep going.
Yeah, what are you saying?
So when I feared that man was when he kind of played with saying that he joked with saying if the daughter was not the daughter that he would have loved to, you know, to date her.
Who says that?
Television. That was when I knew that there's something wrong with.
It's a Trump that will say that, and when you talk to his supporters and sample that, guess what they'll say? He was
only joking.
But
for me, I've always seen Trump as MC Barrett makes the loudest noise. So
yeah, let me bring another thing to the table before I address Winnie's question. There are friends that we have. See why I can testify to this. We've had conversations with different friends in different places and say, is for the fact of my faith. That is why I'm voting for him. He's a man that doesn't support LGBTQ or something, you know. I said, okay, no problem, your faith. Just recently, his daughter Tiffany was at the LGBT community conference, speaking there to campaign. If truly is by faith, what's she doing there?
Is that been the father?
You know what?
They didn't caution her before going there.
to remind those who follow Trump by faith, when he held the Bible in front of that church,
upside down,
and then they asked him, "Can you tell us your favorite
bro
verse in the Bible?"
Ajay, there is nothing you can tell these people that we defend him to the core.
Yeah,
because it is so. I was listening to Steve Harvey today, and he said something. He said, "I still can't understand why there are people who still have the decision to follow this guy or even vote for him."
I believe they have is because they have something to gain.
No,
all this other stuff.
Not the people in power, just the average man on the street.
Right? Yeah. Like I'll give you an example. I won't name names, but there are like 3 African businesses that I stopped patronizing because you got in there and people are talking about this stuff, and because maybe as a business they've gotten these little loopholes and gained some money from Trump. Right, so they feel like they have an obligation to keep him in there so that they can keep getting their toro and kobo, even though they have children. And
it happens. This thing you're talking about happens with every
organization, sector, and government.
Every government that comes in, you always find loopholes.
Yeah, but my question is, those who are saying that, are you trying to tell me that you never prospered before Trump came in? Because these guys, people who are making it, but because they get that extra jara, all of a sudden it's like, oh, you were never blessed by God until this demon came in.
Yeah. So to move on, time is going, and we still have a couple things.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Jerry. Go ahead. Sorry.
I just wanted to quickly touch on the question Winnie asked. Sincerely, but from my own point of view, I don't think Biden will be worse than Trump.
There's no comparison.
There is no comparison at all.
Oh.
There is none. You see, if you're looking at someone who was not a politician and ended up being in power but didn't mess it up, you can give example of Ronald Reagan, Arnold Schwarzenegger. These guys were not politicians, but they just decided to show that they can at least do something to take the position of leadership based on their status and everything, and do something for the people. We're not saying they were perfect, but no president is perfect. No president. Every president had issues, but they were still presidential.
And I also
do you understand? Trump isn't. Trump is a psychopathic narcissist.
Let me give you that thing where you just talk now. Let me Google it.
So there are 2 things that we need to touch on before we end up. So I want to. The first question is, Tuesday, what do you think is going to happen if Trump wins and if Biden wins, and will Trump leave the office? So that's like 3 questions in one. So think about that, and then we're going to end up with, okay, we've ended SARS. Now I think we have. What's next for Nigeria?
Have they actually ended SARS?
Well, it's open for discussion. So while we're doing that, I want to play, Paget's music to kind of wrap up this whole American politics thing real quick. I know you guys that listen to us. You watched this last week. We're gonna play this, and we're gonna be right back in 2 minutes.
I can't breathe. Somebody please call my mom.
Get that son of a off the field right now. Out. He's fired. He's fired.
Lord of mercy. It's by J now. Yeah.
This is a public service announcement.
My brother, rise up, register, and make sure say you vote. This year is not politics as usual. This time no be joke. My sister, rise up, register. So make we hear your voice. Cause if you don't, somebody else them have to step in to make a choice for you. Day of election, we can't afford to take democracy for granted. If you dey chill and you don't get out, then I say you taking freedom for granted. You staying indoors while you asleep, can't see your home is haunted. Better be woke and so do yourself, find out what the policies are planted. Everybody talking about racial equality. Too much rampant police brutality. Enough leaders suffer from mental abnormality. Suppress the votes now, that's them policy. 2020 we're talking about Black Lives Matter. Murder George Floyd and everything scatter. Cause you try to eat them one kick where your platter. Like Black Lives make your vote matter. My brother, rise up, register, and make sure say you vote. This year is not politics as usual. This time no be joke. My sister, rise up, register. So make we hear your voice. Cause if you don't, somebody else them have to step in to make a choice for you. Don't forget you got the right since 1964. So many people fought to get the rights a long time before that. Utilize it, cause we just can't sit back anymore. Those who get up and come out to vote to, now them control the law. Mr. President in a massive corruption. All he does is like gaslight and deflection. Strangling the law, poisoning the constitution. Them no give a damn about the future generation. Can't believe in America, them rigging an election. Waiting with the witness like the raping of a nation. We all have to take up some action, cause democracy is facing extinction. My brother, rise up, register, and make sure say you vote. This year is not politics as usual.
All right. Thank you. My Pajay. Pajay, beautiful work, man. We really appreciate it. We're gonna play it back towards the end of the show. We'll play the full clip again.
Now let me deal with these people. So I want to go and put them to bed now. I'm coming. Please just give me 2 minutes. Let me. All
right.
Everybody watching is wishing you good luck. Go and put them.
now. Yes.
All right. So why see why it's going? So back to my question. I just wanted to remind you guys real quick. So the first part of that question: who do you think is going to win, Trump or Biden? And whoever wins, what do you think is going to happen? Like if Trump wins, do you think he's leaving the office gladly? And if Biden wins, do you think there will be a riot from the Trump loyalists? So I'm personally predicting that there's definitely going to be a riot, because I already say there's some people in DC right now that are boarding up their businesses to prepare for Tuesday. Like they put in war, like you think is a storm coming, So the floor is open. You guys pinching what you think your opinion is, what's going to happen next week, Tuesday. Because Wednesday, I'm hoping next Wednesday when we come back, we have a new president.
Yeah. So if Trump wins, America is done for a long time. It's going to be like worse than South Sudan back in the day. If Trump wins, we can forget it. It's going to take a lot to fix that. If Trump, I believe that Biden is going to win. If Biden wins, I don't think that Trump is going to leave easily, because he's relying on a handful of Supreme Court judges and all these other legislators and whatnot to model the books and all that. Kavanaugh is already having an opinion about that in what happens as far as federal levels jurisdiction on the election over the state level on the states that Biden carries. But I don't think it's going to work, because a lot of attorneys general who have been kind of sitting back quietly, who are Republican, are beginning to speak up, sort of, and they don't like what's going on. They don't have a gain in all of this. So it's going to come to a point where those attorney generals, because the people in the Supreme Court they are lawyers, attorney generals are lawyers. So everybody's going to start bringing out the Constitution, and there's going to be a pushback. And once you begin to challenge them, now that people have spoken, now once you begin to challenge them, then somebody is going to start, Yeah. So I don't think and I think that there is going to be a lot, there's going to be some rioting. People are already coming to polling stations with guns and all that, trying to intimidate people. But ultimately, I don't think there's going to be a smooth transition. There might be several months of stuff going on, but eventually, maybe it's the army that's going to have to take this guy out of the drag him out, But I don't think it's going to work. America is going to prevail, in my opinion, eventually.
SHYBELL, Jedi, you quiet?
No, I'm waiting for SHYBELL to speak before I speak.
Definitely, I'm 100% sure it's not going to be a smooth transition at the end of the day. I pray Biden wins anyway. I pray Biden wins. And I know if that happens, we have a lot of people who have not coming out to speak right now, or probably to make their intention known that they are that they're all backing up Trump. So I think once this happens, a lot of things will definitely go. Like very close to my workplace, I also see it didn't click. That is exactly what that guy has been trying to do. He has been trying to build some weird like a border to cover a lot of space and all that. So it didn't click to me that maybe immediately after the election that riot could come up and all that. Not until now. And I think that is something a lot of people in DC have been really preparing towards. And I think we definitely, it's not going to be a smooth transmission. And I don't see Trump leave that easily. For him to have started putting a lot of things into place, changing what's it called, George and all that, I see him just like Pajay said. It might end up be like, if he eventually wins, definitely the states would definitely end up be like Somalia. In fact, it might even get worse than Nigeria at the end of the day, because the way it is, I think the guy just loves power. He has everything he wanted, so I don't see him not to want to leave at the end of the day.
No, I mean, if he loses, he's going to jail, and he doesn't.
Definitely.
That's it.
That's the exact reason why he's doing everything within his capacity to make sure he still stay in that office for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
Jody.
Thing will happen.
Are you sure?
Thing will happen. Listen.
I'm going to come and hide in your basement just to be sure.
Come.
Make sure you have palliatives. Oh.
Come.
Baby, I'm coming to your place. If anything, I will move. I will move.
Here are my reasons. It's my desire that Biden wins, right? I'm not saying Biden is perfect, but at the moment he's the best candidate for the nation.
Yeah, so far.
Restore the respect, regard, and honor that the country has. To bring back the value, the honor that the Constitution of the country carries. Now, once he wins, trust me, Trump has lost power. People start speaking up. Things will start changing. Because he's still in power at the moment, and there is no decision that one can predict or say, is the reason why a lot is going on like this. This other guy, Graham or whatever, Julia Graham, what this Trump's partner, what's his name?
Graham.
While he was driving in New York, they were stoning his car.
Oh, Giuliani. That was Giuliani. Sorry.
They were stoning his car. See, these things are happening. They are clear. There will be a great rejoicing when he loses. Scripture will come into play. When the righteous prosper, the city rejoices. When the wicked perish, there are shouts of joy. I'll tell you. And by then, as long as it's confirmed that the nation has spoken and has chosen Biden, he has lost the power. He has lost the battle. And every other person who has been backing him up and wants to they want to still stay in government and make sure things are okay for them, their family, and they can continue, they'll start speaking. They'll be like, that's one thing I like about Americans. They'll be like,
they'll be changing now.
Exactly.
At this moment, I'm sorry. Deuces, man. Things have changed.
You know what will happen? You know, like you said, Americans, they just know how to be sly with words. Once Biden wins, the people that were voted Trump, you hear things like, Biden, I mean, actually, I didn't really have a problem with him. It's just he's not a bad man. He's done some good things, you know.
Yeah. But I think though that as far as a lot of career officials who have been backing him that in HD on our TV, they're done.
Yeah. And guess what?
Those ones are done.
in the history of America, the turnout in numbers of those who are voting early is amazing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it is very clear that people have seen the tactics and the kind of let me borrow what the higgy haga that Trump does. So they say, okay, before that day comes and you try and do something else, let's just vote now.
And I also like the fact that earlier a lot of people were pushing for mail-in ballots. And remember, I said a long time ago that I don't support mail-in ballots because they can do anything, go there, cast your vote. But now people are really, really into it, and they're going in and casting their vote themselves and doing it early. So there's no dispute, there's nothing. I think I saw a stat somewhere that says right now there's 50% more people did early voting compared to not last election, but even Obama's election, which was much higher. So definitely people are treating this as a election of a lifetime.
Life or death. Life or death.
Restore back the prestige of what USA carries. And trust me, even the whole world is waiting for this guy to lose, Trump.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Someone said so. Sorry, OCY. Someone said something today.
You're muted.
We're
talking about trips, traveling, and all. And the next thing he said is, don't worry, when your president loses the election, people will be able to travel well. He just said it because unfortunately Trump didn't handle the whole COVID-19 issue very well. And that is why there has been restrictions on the United States of America.
Yeah.
But immediately he loses, you'll be amazed how the restrictions will be lifted.
You know, what I wanted to say is, you see, he just came and actually lowered the standard of and integrity of democracy and the electoral process in not just in America, all over the world. Because if you notice, immediately Trump started talking anyhow and cursing out at people. Other country leaders started doing, even in Nigeria. You see what the Benin Edo State election. You see what those people were doing. All they came to talk about was attack themselves rather than talk about policies and their manifestos.
I'm sorry to say, Nigeria just follows a template. That's the bad thing. They follow a template. It's only in Nigeria. Nigeria is the only country that has said that Trump is ordained by God.
Yeah. Even in Kenya, I saw a politician, attacking. So it's like he said, they're like, oh, if this guy can do it.
No, I mean, basically, what happened with Trump is that the kind of things that people used to be scared to do, like the dark side of the human beings, like the racists in this country began to come out. Like, okay, now we got somebody up there who's speaking our language. Okay, I've always wanted to use the F word on CNN. Now I can use it.
Yeah.
But actually, my own fear right now is rigging. Do you guys think this election can be rigged or
it can't rig? It was Buhari's own that they rigged. That's another thing I wanted to tell Winnie. When she made reference to Buhari, people didn't vote Buhari, like they rigged it for him.
So
it's very clear.
Yeah, so I mean, SHYBELL, the reason why it's tougher to rig election in America, you can cheat, obviously, don't get me wrong, but election is actually localized, right? So the ballot, it's not like when you cast your ballot here, it's not like a national thing, right? So every local jurisdiction have their own election committee. So the results will come out locally. Now they can try to hack into the system, but how many systems are you going to hack into in America? You know how many states, how many
2000 experience, they would have put a crazy wall.
So you can hack into some system. There might be some area they may be able to hack in and maybe change the ballot, but it's just too many people. And that's why we need everybody to come out, cast their vote in your local jurisdiction. We know the middle belt of America is a problem. We know that already. Texas, Florida, Kentucky, all those areas, We know that. Florida, Michigan is the only 2 states in the East that we have issue with. You know, so they can attack those places and try to steal it.
The wall that Trump was saying he wants to build, I believe he has built it on the internet. That's the wall that will be blocking all the act of the Russian
firewall.
Like
the wall was a figure of speech.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Oh, see why you are too brilliant. Oh,
yeah.
So
you're very lucky. I don't carry. I would have sprayed you.
Now you have gotten him started.
See, people that don't wear cap, they think no. I'm not talking of your own cap, Padi. No,
it's okay. I mean, you are blowing brick bomb. We all know you took common entrance 4 times, so you can rehash the grammar where you take. It's okay. Continue.
Okay, so
at least I better pass some people.
All right, so before we move on, it's 9 o'clock. Before we transition to our outside of the world, I want to actually talk about Tinubu, the Nigerian Trump of America. There's a quick video, real quick. I wanted to kind of put us in that transition.
All
it's
right,
just like 1 minute, you know.
Next! Go straight into your mother's womb. You'll be giving birth to in UK. Next! Go into your mother's womb. You'll be giving birth to in China. Next! Go into your mother's womb. You'll be giving birth to in Nigeria.
Nigeria?
You are not supposed to talk. You are a baby.
I'm a baby. I'm not supposed. I will talk for this one. I'm not the go. Hey! Anybody don't go USA, say? Why you not send me go USA?
Your mother is in Nigeria waiting for you.
No, make she get miscarriage. I'm not the go. Hey! I will go back to the children storage room. If you reach next generation, you call me, or when you reach USA.
What happened to Nigeria?
So that's the question, though. What
you get miscarriage?
So that's the question. What happened to Nigeria? So now we've end SARS, or like Siwa asked earlier, have we really end SARS? What's next? How do we move forward now? Because we've seen a lot of things. One, we've seen a lot of memes about Fashola being detected for being CIA or FBI. We've seen a lot of also seen a lot of sad videos of them actually arresting the thugs or the people they claim to be the thugs. We also see the hub of Lagos staff being stolen. Now they go to the shrine to try to get it back or make a new one. The Oba is, I don't even know what they're doing. I mean, SHYBELL has been posted about it, so you probably know more about it than I do.
Please, let me tell you. Yes. I want to say, you know, they said the Oba staff that is secret, that it is that one that they must use.
Yeah.
So why are they going to make another one? So why were they making noise about the old one if the person doesn't bring it to you? That if they could make a new one, they would have just got to do a new one and move on with.
See why I had a live session a few days ago, and it was so beautiful. He invited me on the live show. We were cracking up. Have you ever thought of it that if the staff that they said they stole away could speak, and they're threatening people, if you don't return it, even the staff will be telling you, whoa, if you return me your I will kill you. My friend, keep moving. Move on.
Imagine the staff, they take it inside the aeroplane, the thing don't feel AC. Yeah, man, see life.
Remember we spoke about all our artifacts that they
all
stole.
The artifacts that they stole to UK. And they're all in the museum inside AC. They say they want to return. The artifact will swear for the person that wants to carry them back inside the forest. Inside the forest, and they will pour palm wine and oil and blood on top of them.
Inside the African sun.
Based on all the activities that have happened, the truth have just been unveiled in a very radical way. We've seen how people are reacting seriously, fighting back the government. When they're trying to fight, arrest those who looted, people are saying, okay, no, there's no problem. What about the ones that have been looting Nigeria for so long? Did you arrest them? Good. The ones that said, oh, if you don't bring back the reply on Twitter is, don't worry, we're looking into it. We're going to set up a 7-man panel that is going to ensure that we investigate whoever stole this thing. Here with us.
One thing I heard was that somebody said that the Oba made a proclamation that whoever has that stuff, if they don't bring it back, that something will happen to them. Somebody else said that no, that the only person that can make a proclamation concerning the staff is the person holding it. So the Oba better keep quiet.
Like, a lot has changed in Nigeria.
I didn't know we had constitution over staff.
According to what Mr. T was saying, NSAS. Truthfully, we don't know if the protest itself that carries the hashtag NSAS has ended, because I still saw reports today of people in Sweden. So we can't say the protest has ended. But then SARS itself, I don't know what those guys are playing in our leadership.
Have you not seen videos of police still harassing?
That's what I was going to. So where is it exactly?
The truth is, the SARS officers, they still operate. So you can't just come out and say end SARS and SARS has ended just like that. Just like I was talking to someone and we're just like, the biggest mistake the Nigerian government made was to say end SARS after disbanding them, and you now brought us something else 24 hours after. Where exactly was that is not even logical in the first place. And talking about the Oba and Oba staff, whatever. Now, like Jedi said, a lot of truths are beginning to reveal themselves. Now, the truth is, if that Oba is the real Oba, in the first place, let me use that word, hoodlum. Even the hoodlum who pick up the staff won't leave to take that staff away from that place. You can't tell me a hoodlum will go to Oni of Ife's palace. Let's shift the base now to Oni of Ife's palace. That someone now go there and now pick on Oni of Ife's staff of office. That person will dry instantly. It will dry to death instantly on the spot.
Lie.
See why? I'll pay your tickets, and I will ask on your
what benefit is it to me? Of what benefit is the staff?
But you said a lie now. Of the lie that you said.
Baba na lie. Don't start.
See why?
Okay. See why? You can go and try it, but please, can you add me as a beneficiary to your life insurance before you do?
It does not even have life insurance.
Insurance money.
See why? Just give me that your motto. Don't worry. It's option straight. Go. It's option, because I know your enemy will not come back.
You've been planning for me.
Since.
Let's be real. Let's be real. The youths that we see today, do they really, if they had the power to go and raid palaces and carry this, they won't want to go to Oni of Ife. They love that guy.
They won't even try.
And here's my question though. Nobody has asked this question. You know me, I'm full of questions. When the youth got to the palace,
what happened? How did they get to the palace?
All the power that they had, the security guys, the babas that are doing the shrine, the king himself. They didn't come there with any weapon. None of those kids had guns.
Because
they came there with no weapon. They jumped in the swimming pool. They told the little kids to be swimming. So it's not like they came there with army, with arm, with guns, with grenades.
Exactly. What happened?
How did the Oba? Why was it even running from? What was it?
How would he roll out without his like? If you
without your staff of office, you get that's the first thing for you to protect
your staff.
That's the reason why you're there.
But you know what I think happened in Yoruba land? We have something called Egbe.
Egbe will have taken him to.
So once Baba here, Baba just rolled out. He was already in like New Zealand. He's like, oh,
that would have been the best solution for him and the staff. He would have moved the staff and do the Egbe.
Oba was on here level. He was escaping.
He was in the other room.
When he went.
He came quick.
Oh, so the boys, so somebody hawked Buratash into the palace.
See,
and passed it on.
Okay. Did you hear that they took any of his wives? He took his most valuable properties, the wife.
That was my next question. That was my next question. How did they have all of them, including their wives and the whole child, have time to all get away? And nobody fought those kids back or called the police.
I feel that one of the reasons why they went to that palace is because people have been having beef for that king.
They're tired of him. They're tired of him.
Messed up so many times when he spoke about the Igbos, when he disrespected the Oni of Ife, that they burnt his house, his palace, they did not repair. So people have they've been meaning the guy in their heart.
There's another very huge example about Ojora of Ojora. When the Ulums came, everybody in the vicinity, they stood their ground. They all stood their ground. And they make sure the Ulum did not even touch a pin close to that palace.
See?
And the man came out again and he was walking on the street. He was giving accolades to everybody. He was thanking them. He was saying a lot of things. Everybody was just healing me up. You are our king. You are king.
Okay, Shandel, let me tell you why I was saying that all those mystic and superstition is. See, it is like this. Even read your Bible. If you look, the kings in the Bible, any king that was a good person, that was good to the people, you will discover that nothing. The people will protect him. They will protect him. But if there's bad king,
exactly.
If you're a bad king, what will happen is the people will turn against you. Your own people will turn against you. So it's just a simple. It's not about the power in the staff. No, it's just that I'm sure it was the people in his cabinet that actually that thing. It was the people because they were not happy. They are not happy with him. You said it here now that they are not happy with him. So it's not about the staff having power that will make you stay. No,
that's a very, very vital question. All the warehouses that had the storage of the palliatives, how did those hoodlums know where they were?
So I have a quick answer for that. Very quick answer. When they were loading, so when those palliatives came, when they were divided, it's the people that loaded it. They lock it up, right? Because those 5 politicians cannot load anything. They can't do any manual labor. So there were people that knew they were there that actually did the actual loading. So when the opportunity came, they were the one that wanted it, because there was a video that I saw. A guy, I think it was in I don't know, one of the states. The guy was like, "Yes, we loaded this up. This is our own right." They said they were going to give it to us. We that loaded up, they didn't even give us anything. They paid us like 2,000 naira or some crap like that. So now we can take our rights. So everybody come in, and he even showed his face. It's like, yeah, I'm the one to open it.
Okay,
the one that kills me is the one that went and hooked up an airplane.
That's a joke. That's a joke. That's a joke. That was a joke.
You know what that killed me? One girl, she sent a text to my brother. He said, they don't lock us inside the warehouse and then come out us.
The one I really like, in my opinion, and the one that I actually go to the politician house and started looting the politician's house.
Carry chairs, I'm like, man, this
ACWC.
They got like 4 guys were pushing a tractor down the street.
Did you see the tractor?
You see what they did to the tractor?
You see what they did to the tractor?
They dismantle
everything. Tire, engine, light,
parts. My people.
Oh God.
Then there was this other one. Did you see the guy was running? He said, "Beg, somebody text me where the warehouse of palliative."
Yes, I saw it. I saw it.
He said, "Text it to me, please. I'm hungry. I don't have food." I was like,
did you see some military officers?
They were carrying stuff.
Also carrying their own.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Do you blame them? Everybody's hungry.
Everybody's hungry.
The soldiers are hungry. The police officer is hungry. So it's not just a citizen. It's just the rich. I'm surprised they haven't gone to Dino's house. That's the one I want to see.
Yes.
I want to see
those
that.
cars in his compound. I wanted to say it. I said, I didn't go to Dino's house.
I'm amazed that the guy has been vocal this period. To me, I'm like, look at who he's talking.
And then we wait for an Ajakuya remix.
But Jedi, were you reading the comments every time he posts? How people were abusing him?
Yeah.
Oh my God! I hope him and his children are not reading his own comments.
His children are in America here now.
The children are here,
but they can see the comments.
Let them just be here. They should even near that Abuja or Kogi. Let them just be here. But I feel that the pressure or the effect of this whole protest that led to looting and all those guys in power, they felt it.
Yeah. A lot of their businesses are down already.
They felt it. Now there are states that are taking some kind of decisions and doing some things that they should have done way before. But because of the effect of the protest, the Kano, is it Kano or Kaduna? I saw it on the post. They are building new schools, stepping up education level.
Cross River, you know.
Then there was a particular state also that ordered for them to go and fix about 11 to 16 roads, streets and all. So I'm like, okay, so you guys could do these things before.
So what happened?
Wait until the effect of the protest. You now want to do good so that they will see that you are this thing.
The only governor that they were praising was governor of Benue State.
And the one of Ibadan. And
that shared his palliatives as soon as as soon as they got his palliatives, he shared it right away. So
it was just an unfortunate circumstance for Sanwo-Olu, and then Fashola added himself.
I think those one are actually acting under instructions.
That's what I said earlier.
Under instruction of Tinubu. They are really acting under instruction, and they are not well packaged.
Will be so happy this period.
But they will be so happy.
God, see,
every disappointment is a blessing.
Pajay, I actually have a question for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
When do you think it's going to be appropriate for you to do a music or a song for Nigeria during next election? During election, it might not be this coming one. It might not be.
You can use the same song now.
The inspiration will come. I mean, there's actually something that's going to drop for this NSAS.
Because I think you should actually come up with something that can actually talk a little bit about all this palliative NSAS stuff. I think something that we address.
He's working on it. He's working on it.
I've mused about it, So, I have ideas going on in my head. It's just a matter of time. Absolutely. I mean, I can't just do about Yankee alone now.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's something dropping. Just keep your ears open for the next few days. There's something dropping.
Mr. CY, I have a question for you too.
Yep.
You just came out with a single.
Yes,
beautiful song.
A very, very beautiful song. Good video. Good line.
You sure I used to not be Milli Vanilli? Because that your voice, man. Nice, sweet die.
So,
nice song.
What exactly is the motive behind that song?
Is that connected to our topic?
He's here. So let's ask him. He has not granted any interview concerning that song.
Interview. It's not my own. It's Pajay's interview. Answer. It is his interview today is for him. So when it is maybe next week we'll talk.
We'll not interview for you here next week.
Use the opportunity.
Use this opportunity and talk.
They will not do funeral.
We not do any interview for you. Use this opportunity and talk now. We not do any interview for you.
You know they talk now. My motto you won't carry. You want me to die? You won't carry my motto.
I don't tell you. Now the only thing where they value for your life is that you yourself say you are not value.
The effect of the protest started bringing songs to relevance.
Yeah.
Songs like African China's "Who Did Not They," "What Brother What."
The great Abdul Karim, Nigeria Jaga Jaga.
Seems everybody Jaga, Nigeria
Jaga Jaga.
And when we were doing the protest here in the DMV, when we went,
Jerry, we're not hearing you again. No.
you're in chains too. If I die, you self go die too. You know, like that. So based on our discussion last week, I know you guys mentioned even Fowls have been singing about it. I was looking for Fowls' song. I couldn't understand or pick one that has been politically inclined.
That is one.
Oh, yes, Nigeria.
I'll send it to you.
Yes, Nigeria.
Yes, Nigeria.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
Nigeria. Yeah,
That one too.
So how come it wasn't something that could, at that moment, every song was just ready?
No, that because your village, they're so far in the jungle now. And they hear AM, FM channel until this thing come out like 10 years later.
Yeah.
I mean, Cool Modi just land for your village, so I don't blame you.
Which one?
Chalama. Chalama is a hit in your village from last week.
No, I'm not talking about my village here.
No, he's been vocal in his music.
He's very vocal, very vocal. Yeah, don't worry, you'll get some.
I know he has been entertaining, but when we mean vocal, well, if you're talking about someone being vocal politically, Idris Abdulkarim, like I said, African China, like I said. Do you understand? Fouls?
Yes. When somebody came out with This is America some time ago, he also dropped This is
Nigeria. Yeah.
And he was talking about the things that were happening. He was dropping lines.
I think that song was even banned for a while, and I think they thought about it and they brought it back.
It was banned. It was banned. It was banned.
Yeah. So I mean, we've talked about this. Before we wrap up,
and Banky has a new song out too about stuff.
I'm sorry.
Banky has a new song out.
Oh yeah. That's a good song.
Yeah. Lovely song, man.
Yeah.
Has been vocal for a bit.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll give my last word. You know, so this is our last show or my last show before the election. I'm about to join you guys next week. My biggest thing really is, guys, don't take your freedom and your rights and your life for granted. Right? Don't take what you have for granted. If the wrong person wins this election, the next 4 years will be difficult. A lot of people will be okay, but a lot of people will be hurt. As we know, over 220,000 people have died. I can't even forget how many have been sick with COVID, and it's not going to get better. And some people are using these whole political things to enrich their pocket immensely. Now, if they have another 4 years, like somebody said earlier, this will be worse than Nigeria. So please go out, vote, encourage your people to vote, and let's be smart. You know, God bless us, God bless America, God bless the world. And next Tuesday, hopefully when we're back here next week, we can really, really party and celebrate. That's my last word.
No, you've said it all. There's no other word to say again.
There's no other word.
Let me quickly say this, please. Let us try to let's whatever we want to do after the election day should be in the morning. Please, let's get inside early because of this, crazy guys that want to go nuts. Whatever you want to do it early and get inside your house.
Yeah, I have my cow horn ready for them. Cow horn, yes, my loaded cow horn, stuffed cow horn. And then the other part is, if that don't work, then I just lift one leg off the ground and disappear.
Like Oba.
Give us your last word before you disappear.
That's how we'll be listening.
My last word is, just let's go out in numbers and do this, not just for ourselves, for generations to come. Yeah. For those who think that, especially non-whites, that think that they have something to gain out of this, I'll tell you this: you can gain it, but if this continues, they will take it from your children.
Exactly.
So think about that, and that's my last word.
Wow, interesting.
Well,
I think what I've said it though. That Paje I just nailed it. If you don't vote and you think whatever the white guy is doing, that will definitely take it out of our children. The same thing that is happening back home. If we think it's not the right time for us to hand all this, our own parents did the same thing and they felt it wasn't right for them to fight back, and we inherit the whole thing. If not that, none of us will run away from our dear country. If you can't take it back right now, our children will definitely suffer for it. Yeah. For me, I would say we don't need to. They in Nigeria could answer us. We in diaspora, we still have a voice to speak. We have the freedom to protest. We have the freedom to also help them structure themselves in order to achieve more than what they have right now. I think we shouldn't relent. Let us try, come up with a strategy, and let us move from there.
Thank you all very much. Your last words are really, 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 full with passion. They carry a very heavy message, and I believe everyone watching out there has, enjoyed the show and knows the importance of how vital this thing is. Sorry, I'm repeating words. Don't mind me, but please do come and vote. Vote and stay safe. Vote and stay safe. Vote and stay safe. It's a critical point in our lives. It's an act of responsibility. We need to change things, and the way things are going, it's not fun. The next 4 years, like Mr. T said, we don't know. We wish everybody the best. We'll see you next week after, by His grace, we claim the victory. Hallelujah.
I will be eating amala with Begiri, and we do live with my hand on
champagne.
Who knows? Maybe after our victory, we'll be live in the studio.
Hey, maybe.
We're gonna celebrate somehow. Honestly, when the right man wins,
we will definitely celebrate.
We celebrate somehow. How? I don't know yet, but we'll figure it out.
It will be the best birthday gift I'll ever have.
Also,
I'm a happily married, responsible man. I don't know about the strip club.
Somebody is sleeping.
No, don't involve me.
Somebody is sleeping in their car that you like. Somebody is sleeping in that car tonight.
I want to enter the
victory celebration will be a very good birthday gift for me. I'm telling you. It will be a good birthday gift for me. Yeah, Friday is the D-Day for me. So please, let's go out and make a difference.
Amen. Amen. So let's wrap up. We're going to wrap up with Pajay video one more time. Thank you, everybody, for joining.
Pajay, thanks for that lovely video. It's cool.
Thank you. God bless.
I can't breathe. Somebody please call my mom.
Get that son of a off the field right now. Out. He's fired. He's fired.
Lord of mercy. It's Pajay now. Yeah.
This is a public service announcement.
My brother, rise up, register, and make sure say you vote. This year is not politics as usual. This time no be joke. My sister, rise up, register. So make we hear your voice. Cause if you don't, somebody else them have to step in to make a choice for you. Day of election, we can't afford to take democracy for granted. If you dey chill and you don't get out, and I say you taking freedom for granted. You staying indoors while they sleep, can't see your home is haunted. Better be woke and study yourself, find out what the policies are planted. Everybody talking about racial equality, too much rampant police brutality. Enough leaders suffer from mental abnormality. Suppress the votes now, that's them policy. 2020 we're talking about Black Lives Matter. Murder George Floyd and everything scatter. Cause you try to eat them one kick away your platter. Like Black Lives make your vote matter. My brother, rise up, register, and make sure say you vote. This year is not politics as usual. This time no be joke. My sister, rise up, register. So make we hear your voice. Cause if you don't, somebody else them have to step in to make a choice for you. Don't forget you got the right since 1964. So many people fought to get the rights long time before that. Utilize it cause we just can't sit back anymore. Those who get up and come out to vote, now them control the law. Mr. President in a massive corruption. All he does is lie, gaslight and deflection. Strangling the law, poisoning the constitution. Them no give a damn about the future generation. Can't believe in America, them rigging an election. Waiting with the witness at the raping of a nation. We all have to take up some action, cause democracy is facing extinction. My brother, rise up, register, and make sure say you vote. This year is not politics as usual. This time no be joke. My sister, rise up, register. So make we hear your voice. Cause if you don't, somebody else them have to step in to make a choice for you.
But even as we sit here, there are those in power who are doing their darndest to discourage people from voting by closing polling locations and targeting minorities and students with restrictive ID laws and attacking our voting rights with surgical precision, even undermining the Postal Service in the run-up to an election that's going to be dependent on mail-in ballots so people don't get sick.
Yeah. All right, thanks, guys. Ooh.